Alright, I'm going to show you some easy chord progressions on the guitar that you can play when you're offered a guitar and say, hey, you know how to play guitar? Play me something. And you don't know exactly what to play. And this is a technique that I use all the time. And it's not necessarily a song, it's just a chord progression that sounds really beautiful. And all you got to do is take your thumb, first, second, third finger. Your thumb plays the bass notes. So if you're doing a C chord, you want to play the C bass with your thumb. Then your first, second, third finger are going to play the third, second, and first string. So it's going to sound like this. And then you want to incorporate some hammer-ons like this. And I'm going to put my pinky on the G note, and I'm going to do a hammer-on right here, and it's going to go like this. And I can go. I can just mess around with it, play all different kinds of things doing that. And I'm going to change to F. A minor, G, a hammer on with both those fingers right there. And I'm going to restart it. This time I'm going to go C, A minor, F, G. It's what I should have done from the beginning. But you don't have to do that. I mean, you can play it C, F, C, to the G, I'm going to go to A minor, F, A minor, restart, back to C. Lots of hammer-ons and lots of pull-offs. If I just played the C, it would sound like this. A minor, F, to the G. So, and then you can do, let's say you want to play something in D. I'm going to play D, and then I'm going to do suspension notes, like, I think they're called suspension notes, S, sus2, I don't know, but take your two fingers, lift you're playing a D, lift your second finger, your middle finger, and it goes like this. And now go a hammer-on with that middle finger back to that note, and then take your pinky and go up to this note, and now watch this. So then you can just, I mean, A, D, A. Now what I'm doing there, I'm doing play A major, and then I lift my ring finger, so it gives that suspension, I think, and then hammer on the second fret, first string, do a pull off, And then I'm going to go to B minor, G, D, F sharp. That's where you go to you play the D, and then your thumb is playing the F sharp. A, and I like to do a slide up. And I take my middle finger, go slide up here on the 3rd string, and that's the 6th fret. And then I take my first finger and bar these 2 strings. There's lots of hammer-ons, lots of pull-offs right there. So these are just really basic things that make the guitar sound really good. Work on this with your fingers, each note. So your thumb is playing the bass. So you're playing a D, you play the D, and those top 3 strings, those are high strings. A, G, B minor, playing the B note, D, F sharp, A, so you kind of got to know a little bit about how to finger pick and what chords are relative to each other. So if you're playing in D, you're going to play for sure, well, not for sure, but I mean generally an A and a G. And then the relative minor would be that B minor, because D is your root. Playing an A, F sharp minor, so, and now this isn't finger style guitar, this is just finger picking. So finger picking like this, where your thumb is not independent. It's just kind of playing the bass. And you can do this with all these chords, and you can mix it up. And it's just beautiful, and you can just make it up as you go. So that's just kind of a little beginner's lesson. Hope you liked it, and hopefully it was helpful to you. And these days where we're at home a lot, this is a good time to pick up your guitar and make it just sing. And it's not difficult. So just start off slow. And you can do different patterns. It doesn't have to be this. This is an A suspended. You can go. And if you're not playing bar chords yet, because you're still learning them, you don't have to. I mean, you can just play this A, D, and E, and it can sound awesome. And you can really speed it up and be like this, play some fast finger style, or finger picking. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. Hope you learned something. Practice using your fingers, because because your acoustic guitar, you can take anywhere and it can sound very full, like a whole band is playing. And if all else fails, when someone gives you a guitar and says play something, they're bored with what you're playing, you can always play some blues, and that's... But I'll do that in another lesson, playing some blues and how it can be broken down to simple 12-bar blues. Not that there's a million videos on there on 12-bar blues, but I thought I'd add another one and show you what I've learned. And it's... If you can get anything out of this video, please just pick up your guitar and start playing it. It's so enjoyable and brings you peace of mind. It's very therapeutic, and it also puts a smile on other people's faces as well.